Good afternoon. My name is John Maloney. This is the week 4 assignment for Introduction to Ammunition and Basic Ballistics. To start off, the term stopping power is often used in the firearms industry. However, is there an actual mathematical formula to calculate stopping power? And if so, is there only one formula or multiple? Through my research, I found that there are actually 3 different kinds of ways to calculate stopping power. I'll go over them in detail a little bit later, but they start with the Taylor KO, the Thornley stopping power, and the Hatcher RSP. There, you can consider the Hatcher RSP expanded a 4th one, but I'm going to lump them in the uh, same category. So to start off, right, the term stopping power, personally, I would consider it. Everybody likes to think of it as knockdown power. Um, to calculate it, there was one, according to the USCCA.com. I got an article by a Mr. Scott Wagner. He kind of covers each of these in some pretty good detail. And to start off with the Taylor KO method, essentially what he did was John Taylor was a big game hunter in Africa. He was an ivory poacher as well. But he came up with the knockout method, for lack of a better term. And the way that he calculated it was the ability of a round to stun the large animals, be it an elephant, lion, whatever, if you shot it in the head. So even if the bullet failed to reach the animal's brain, it would still stun the animal. And the way that he calculated this was the mass of the bullet times the velocity of the bullet times the diameter of the bullet, and you divide that by 7,000. And that was how he got his mathematical formula. The next one is the Hatcher relative stopping power formula. That was developed by a major hatcher of the U.S. Army. His formula was mainly used for handgun ammunition. It didn't really factor for rifles, but he includes bullet type and the profile in his calculation, where Taylor did not. So his calculation was the RSP equals the M divided by 2 times G times A times F, where M is the momentum of the bullet in foot-pounds per second, and then momentum is calculated as mass times velocity, but M is for momentum of the bullet, G is acceleration due to gravity in feet per second squared, and A is the frontal area of bullet in square inches, F is the bullet form factor based on the list of bullet types by Hatcher. That is the way that he calculated his formula for stopping power. And then there was the Thornley stopping power calculation. Thornley was another big game hunter in North America and in Africa. His formula didn't have anything to do with stunning the animal. His formula is based on well-placed body shots on the animal. And his formula is stopping power equals 2.866, which is a constant, times velocity times the mass of the bullet divided by 7,000 times the square root of the diameter. And all of these can be found on a firearm stopping power calculator if you ever wanted to find out what the stopping power is of something using one of these methods. And those are the 3 that I have found as far as the calculations go. So I don't necessarily think that modern ballistics has altered the term. I think if anything, it's kind of reinforced the term. But I think also modern ballistics has proved that stopping power can't really be calculated because uh, regardless, like people see in movies, there that somebody gets stopped by a bullet or somebody gets knocked down or things like that's really not realistic. And no matter the bullet, I mean, even if you're using a 50 caliber BMG, like it's still going to go through the person, and unless they're wearing something like plates or some form of armor to spread that energy out, I really don't think somebody's gonna get knocked down just by the bullet alone. Um, and that's really my opinion. But based off of the, like I said, the USCCA's article by a Mr. Scott Wagner, and then there was the I did use an article by the NRAfamily.org. It was a conglomerate piece by the NRA staff to get some of my information. But thank you. That concludes my week 4 assignment.